All right, so just a standard tuning here, EAD, GBE, and mostly just two chords in this for this intro, and I guess you would say like a later verse section or break section where everything's a little more chilled out. You want more of like a clean tone. You put some reverb on there, that'd be good. But we're just strumming out on this interesting voicing here, or I kind of like to do it up here and use some opens just to kind of make it easier to get around to. So I like to do this open A string and then a 9 on the D, 8 G, and that gives us this interesting voicing of a A suspended second with an added sharp 11, just 3 notes. All right, and we kind of like strum through it, kind of build into it, like just maybe start with like the bass note, the open A, then kind of mix in like the 9 on the D, then kind of hit the open, the 9 and the 8 on the G now. So like kind of like building into it. We're not just, strumming the full thing, but we're just kind of like dancing around with like the bass notes into like the D string note, and then kind of mixing in the G string note there. Okay, bouncing around with that, and then we move to this C sharp look, and you kind of need to get into the C sus2, and being that we're right there with that, a nice easy move here that's not too big of a stretch because the frets are a little closer up here. So move over to the 9 on the E, 11A, then we want this 13 on the D. All right, and it's that same kind of feel where like we just kind of start with maybe like the power chord here, the 9 and 11 there, and then maybe a couple hits, then mix in that 13 on the D for a couple hits. Right, and then what we want to do is just kind of walk that 13D down to an 11. So now we just kind of have a bigger C sharp power chord. So we've got the 9, E, 11 on the A and the D there, and just kind of strum that out for a few. Okay, so just slowly. And for the heavier sections, dump on all the overdrive, all that good stuff. And it's kind of just a variation of the chords that we were using, just in a different spot so we can get a little more of a bigger vibe from it, I guess. So we're going to drop down to this voicing of that A sus2 add sharp 11 here. Basically just open A, 2 on the D, 4 on the G and B. And like I said, you get some overdrive on there, some nice reverb, and we just strum away on it like 8th note style, down strumming, that's fine. Alright, and then we just move to this C sharp sus2. So just bump up here, 4th fret A, 6 on the D and G with the 4 on the B under it. Same type of strum there. And we strum this out, maybe a dozen times or so. And then those kind of last few strums there, we do this little transitional open E note in there, and we're kind of keeping that same 4A, 6D on there, so it's kind of like a E6. It's just a few hits with that open low E in there, just as it's mostly like the bass doing it, but it acts as a nice kind of transitional back to the start. Okay, so just kind of back and forth with those two chords and that nice little E at the ending there.